The Gift of the Christmas Cookie, written by Dandy Daly Mackle, illustrated by Deborah Chabrian. Oh, look, there's a plate of angels cookies. Maybe some jams or berries there. The measuring spoons. Oh, there's a big train going down the track. Smoke coming out. In the distance, Jack heard the lonely cry of a train whistle. He leaned into the icy wind and crossed the railroad tracks toward home. Home. Their house hadn't felt like a home since Jack's dad had hopped a freight train west to find work. Now on Christmas Eve, word came that Dad couldn't make it home for Christmas. So there he is. He's walking along with his sleigh. I like this house here. They have the wreath on the door, ready for Christmas. As Jack stepped inside, the heavenly scent of sweet bread and licorice wafted from the kitchen. Cookies! But it couldn't be. Mom put every penny Dad had sent home straight into the cookie jar. There hadn't been a single cookie in that jar for over a year. Wow, so he's coming through the door. Look, there's a package here on the table. Bells on the door, and over here, look, somebody made a decoration and put Jack on there. Jack, Mom called. She was in the kitchen stirring something in a giant bowl. You're really making cookies? Jack still couldn't believe it. His mother smiled weakly. They're for the needy at church. Jack tried to hide his disappointment. He'd been feeling pretty needy himself lately. There's that giant bowl. His mom's making some cookies. There's her flour, salt out there, sugar, making cookies. And looking at the window, they put a little Christmas tree with some deer by it. Unpack the cookie boards, Jack, said his mother, not missing a beat on the dough. Jack unwrapped the carved wooden shapes: shepherd, star, camel, king, man, and woman kneeling, baby, and cross. The last mold was an angel the size of his hand. It was so big, Jack explained. He could make a cookie like that last a whole week. So there they are. There's all the shapes. There's a camel and the kings and the angel. And see his hand? It would be the size of his hand, wouldn't it? Because that was in the box. It was all for cookie mold. Jack's mother helped him roll the dough into a smooth oval. It was hard work. Why are we going to so much trouble to make Christmas cookies? People are just going to eat anyway, Jack asked. His mom picked up the big angel mold and dusted it with flour. Maybe it's time you heard why people first started making Christmas cookies. So see, she's helping you roll out that dough. And there's the dough mold right over there on the table. Jack watched as his mother pressed the angel board into the dough. The story goes back hundreds of years, she began. Back to the Middle Ages, in the old country where your father's people lived. Times were hard. Jack rolled another batch of dough and wondered if times in the Middle Ages had been harder than they were right now, and if boys missed their fathers like he missed his. She put the cookie dough in the cookie press. The villagers couldn't afford school, so most couldn't read. As Christmas drew near, our family longed to help their neighbors discover the true meaning of Christmas. Let's carve figures to tell the story of Christ's birth, the father of a wood carver suggested. But the villagers are hungry. his wife pointed out. We should bake for them. So they're discussing what they're going to make for Christmas for all the people that lived in the village. So the family worked together. The wood carver whittled, scooping out wood until it formed the shape of an angel. He finished all the figures. Then his wife mixed sweet dough to fill the molds. And when the cookies were done, the children decorated them with berries and colored sugar. So see the wood carver? He's carving out all the angels. And they're over here making the cookies. On Christmas Eve, the woodcarver's family carried the cookies to the village. Soon a crowd gathered. As his daughter held up the angel cookie, the woodcarver began. Long ago, an angel like this one brought us the most wonderful news. Today, in the town of the David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord. They recounted the whole story of Jesus' life as they handed out cookies to the amazed listeners. Even since that night, generations have passed down the art of making Christmas cookies and of telling the story of the true meaning of Christmas. So giving and sharing. And look, she's holding the orange angel cookie right up here. At the Christmas Eve service, Jack thought of the woodcarver's family when the pastor read the same passage from the book of Luke that the angels announced to the shepherds. As Jack stood to sing, "Hark, the herald angels sing," his gaze fell on the stained glass window. All of the figures were there. The star, the shepherd, Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus, and above them was the angel. The window told the whole story, just like the Christmas cookie. Wow, so let's see. So there's the stained glass window. They could see all the figures. So they saw the star, he saw a star, and he saw Mary and Joseph. The shepherd, down here, here's the shepherd's sheep, right here. And where's the angel? The angel's up here. Love it. That night, Jack dreamed of a giant Christmas cookie. When he awoke, his mother was waiting. "Merry Christmas, Jack." She handed him the big angel cookie. "For me?" Jack hugged his mother, but before he could take a bite, there was a knock on the door. Jack froze. His mother raced past him to answer the door. It would be just like Dad to surprise them and show up on Christmas morning. Cool, they even put made snowflakes and put them on their window. And there's his giant Christmas angel. Let's find out who's at the door. An old man stood in the doorway. "Could you spare a stranger a bite to eat?" he asked. Disappointed, choked off Jack's words and made his eyes water. Jack could tell his mother was as let down as he was, but invited the men to come in from the cold. "You're welcome to share our breakfast," she said. So there he's having some breakfast. She's pouring him some coffee there. Jack's a little disappointed over here that it wasn't his dad. And look, you know the stranger? He took his hat off when he came in the house. The stranger ate fast without saying much. When he'd finished every last crumb, he thanked them and left. Jack watched the man walk off toward the tracks. Jack hoped, prayed, that strangers had invited his dad to share their breakfast. Jack wished he'd taken the time to talk to the stranger, to wish him a Merry Christmas. "Jack, don't forget your cookie," Mom said. Jack ran his finger along the grooves of the angel's wings. He could almost hear the old wood carver. "That's it," he exclaimed. Jack tore out of the house and ran to catch up with the stranger. "What's this?" asked the stranger, taking the cookie Jack offered him. "It's yours," Jack explained. "And there's a story that goes with it." Then right there, beside the railroad tracks, under a gray sky that promised snow, Jack began. "Long ago, an angel like this one brought us the most wonderful news. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord." So there's his mom, and she's at the door. Jack's running after the stranger to give him his cookie. Wow. Love that. That was very good. So he wanted to give his cookie to the stranger. That was very good of giving and sharing for Jack. Love it. And down here in this book, it gives you the recipe on how to make the cookie. And there's the angel cookie right there. What a wonderful book. I hope you enjoyed it.